to everyone. It's
hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. It's just past 2 o'clock, but we see that we have very few numbers here. So if we could just give ourselves a few more minutes, about 10 or so minutes, and see if others will join, and then we start. So I'll ask for about 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you for joining. There are about 17 of us online. Not the numbers that we expected, but we should be able to start and work with 17. And so I'll ask that you join me in a word of prayer, short word of prayer. Our Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for this opportunity. We pray that you guide our discussions, make them fruitful for us. Help us to learn that we may publish the work that we do, share the knowledge that we acquire with others, and improve our patient outcomes. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And so once again, I'll say a very big thank you for joining in today's session. Today I'll just give a brief overview of what we've done so far. Then we requested, I'm sure all of you received the mails, and we asked that if you have a paper or something you are working on, and maybe you need some help, some input on how to structure it and get it ready for publication, bring it today. And so that will be the next thing. We will look at the things that we've done so far, what we are expecting. We were expecting people to have the knowledge, we are expecting everybody to have acquired. Then we will receive the work that we are going to discuss from anybody. You have an idea, you have some results you want to publish, you are thinking of how to put it together, you have a paper you are stuck on writing. Today, the facilitators are online and they are going to help all of us. And there are some of us who in our various areas have been publishing anyway. And so all of us will join together to see how we can provide the support so that in the next few months, we will see a lot of publications coming out of this masterclass series. Then when we have finished, we will ask, when you present, everybody will make an input. We'll ask the experts who are here to also help make an input. And then we'll discuss some of the resources that at the college we are making available for all pharmacists who are interested in sharing their work, their findings, any results that they have with the world. So I'll start off, I'll just go through quickly the things that we have done over the last 1 year. We started off talking about becoming a researcher. So we said, as a pharmacist today, what next? And we talked about all the various things that we can bring together to share, to the knowledge we are acquiring, to share with other people. Then we talked about referencing, because it's very important that we reference properly. We discussed how we can use referencing softwares, and to make sure that we are doing referencing adequately and not leaving out some information that we need to capture. Then we discussed looking at copyright and intellectual property. We discussed it from the perspective of a researcher, how to ensure that you do not flout any copyright restrictions that may be existent in a particular, with respect to a particular paper. Then we looked at how to use databases effectively. So we did, how do you do literature search. And we did practice with all of these. We discussed how to write an abstract. And with that, what we did was we went through and we presented, we had some abstracts and we had some articles and we're supposed to prepare abstracts from them. Then we looked at designing and presenting a poster. So this is a poster, you have a poster, you have an abstract or you have a paper and you want to prepare a poster for presentation. What do you do? Then we looked at designing your presentation itself. We subsequently looked at presenting your work. So when you have designed your presentation or your poster, how do you present your work impactfully? The last time we met, we talked about all the various things that we may be publishing, who the primary person is to getting the information out, how to share the various ways in which we can share our findings, share information and all that. Now today we want to see our final project is supposed to be preparing an article for publication. And that's why we are asking you, if you have any paper which you have worked on, you are stuck, you have information which you want to share, you want to now disseminate that information, this is the time. I must say that this particular masterclass series has been possible. Well, first of all, we have had great facilitators who have facilitated the sessions, but for it to even be birthed, one of the persons who has been very critical in getting this off the ground has been Dr. Francis Brackon, who is also online with us. And when we have finished, we will share some of the resources that we are putting together as a college to help anybody who wants to publish. Dr. Brackon, will you share a few words with us before we go into our tasks for today?
Yes, thank you very much. I think this has been very useful series of seminars. We have had the opportunity to look at a wide range of topics that are relevant for being able to communicate our experience, our observation, our findings from our day-to-day work, which I think the community out there is really keen to know about. So you captured everything very concisely, but you have really summarized everything we've gone through since January when we started this series. And I look forward to seeing what questions participants will bring forward, and then we can all contribute and help shape up ideas and thoughts and drafts and make sure that we are well on our way to publishing everything that we desire of doing that. I must also say a very big thank you to all the participants. I'm sure there are some people here who have sat through all previous 10 sessions, for which we are grateful. It really keeps us encouraged and motivated to bring up programs like this to ensure that as pharmacists, we are all developing in terms of our professional development and being more impactful in whichever area we are presenting. So thank you very much to all of you who have made this possible. And thank you, Madam Yvonne, for allowing this series of seminars to be delivered by the college. I think that the college occupies a very strategic place in our lives as professionals when it comes to the practice of pharmacy. And I must thank you very much for making this opportunity available to all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brackon. And so with that, I'll open the floor and ask that if you have any work, first of all, there is something you want to share, maybe something you have picked up. Last week, we did a capture of that, but some of us were not, last month, some of us may not have been able to join. So there is something that you have picked up that you are taking with you from this series. There is some data that you have put together, and you want to, maybe you need a few tips on what the next step should be. Just let us know. So if you can just raise your hand, and then we will set the ball rolling. Okay, I don't see any hands coming up. And I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why no hands are coming up, but I suppose the next thing that we can do then will be, if we don't have any cases. Oh, okay. Dr. Bracco, please go ahead.
Yes, I want us to suggest you don't necessarily have to have a draft. Even if you have an idea or you have a set of data that you are thinking of the best way you can analyze it, process it to communicate it. If you have any thoughts about anything at all that you want to put on board for us to have a look at it, then you are encouraged to do so. So don't worry if you don't have any draft yet, but you have something that you want to talk about as far as communicating your work is concerned. Then please feel free and bring it up for discussion, because that is one of the main objectives for today's session. It shouldn't have to be a draft that you have. Even if you are yet to begin, even if you are thinking of something, even if you want to share with us what you do routinely at your work, and then find suggestions, opinions on how you can package that to communicate. I'm sure we will have some useful ideas among participants and among the facilitators to guide you to do that. So please, let's make this as engaging and interactive as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bracco. Any volunteers? There is something you are thinking about? No volunteers? All right, but well, maybe if along the line as we go on with our discussion, there is something that you want to share, you just raise your hand and you will be able to share. And so I think the next thing that we will talk about, before we wrap up everything, we will ask all the facilitators who are on board to share something with us, but maybe just a recap of something. Who may, all the facilitators. I see Mr. Bruce is on board, and of course Dr. Bracco has also spoken to us. I'll see if I see other facilitators, and then we will ask them to share their thoughts with us. But knowing review the work that we do to keep on improving, so that please, I'll put off my video because I think I'm having some bandwidth issues. Yes, thank you. So at the college, we try to review the work that we've done. As you will recollect, everybody who has been on any of these sessions, we've had an evaluation, and we have taken your comments into account. We have incorporated them in our steps going forward. And I must say that looking at this work, we actually did a presentation on what this masterclass series is looking like and how it is contributing to pharmacy practice and dissemination of information. We shared it as a poster at the FIP, and we got a lot of people making comments, visiting the stand, and they were very engaged. They wanted to hear what the next steps would be. And so we thought that it is important that we review the structure, because we saw that month in, month out, perhaps because of rescheduling of people's assignments and all that, it was difficult for all of us to continue every month. So we have been thinking that we will restructure the program in the coming year to allow others to maybe have a benefit of it. And maybe for those of us who have joined, who were not able to join all the sessions, maybe there is a particular area that you were interested in, but for some reason you were not able to participate in. We will be bringing this masterclass series to you again next year. And this time we will be restructuring it. So we may not be doing it over a period or over the whole year, but we may take something like maybe a week and take a certain number of hours every day in the week, so that we will ask that you block out that day. But in that time, we will still expect you to put something together, just as we are expecting you to do today. We'll expect you to put something together and come and share with us. And so that when we have finished, we see that at the end, maybe you have prepared a poster, or you have prepared an abstract, or you have prepared an article, a paper for publication somewhere, or you have improved you are doing your paper and you needed to improve the way you were referencing. And that is what this that session has helped you to do. And so that's the way we are looking at moving forward. So in 2023, when you hear the announcement, please take note that it may not be once a month as we have done it in 2022, but it may well be a certain period of time where we will ask you to commit yourself to that period of time for maybe a week. And in that period of time, we will expect that you will come up with some of these things, prepare them, and come and submit them. So first of all, I will ask for all of you who have joined at one point or the other, what are your comments on reviewing it this way, changing the structure so that we are not doing it once a month and doing it over a short period of time? That is one. Or do you think that this once a month will better meet the needs of pharmacists? So once again, I'll open the floor and ask for your comments in this area. We think that this may not have been the best, because some people may not have been able to to come every time because they didn't block out the time out for this period. But what do you think? Any ideas? Please raise your hand and let's have the discussion going. Yes, pharmacist Francis Wate, please go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Yes, I think per the explanation that you've given so far, going forward, blocking a period and then having it on daily basis, in my opinion, I think is better. That is what I suggest.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? Okay, so there's another comment here. Once a month and phased out is a good approach. It will allow us to plan and have specific timelines to work within, especially for colleagues who may also be students or working on projects across the country. Okay, so there is also a case to be made for the once a month, which I must say was one of the reasons that got us going at it this way. Okay, so a modular system, so not once a month, but a modular system, where maybe we say we do this for 2 days, then there is an assignment, and then you go and prepare the assignment, and then we come back another 2 days and perhaps come and wrap up. Have I captured the modular system correctly?
Yes.
My apologies, I realized, am I muted? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. I think I went off for a second. So the modular system, what I was getting at was that the modular system is in a certain way also will help with the blocking out of the system. Yeah, so I think that is something that we can go with. Please, any ideas, any more ideas? All right, so we have 2 ideas. The one period where we do everything together, or a modular system where it effectively we are still blocking out some period, but we'll say maybe for 3 days we come in, we spend the time, go through certain aspects, then we give ourselves an assignment, and everybody is supposed to complete something in that period. Then we come again, maybe after 4 months or so, and we meet, everybody submits their assignments, and by then everybody would have practiced the concepts that have been taught. So we will look at those 2, and hopefully in the coming year we will administer them accordingly. Thank you very much for your input. Pharmacist Wate, is it a new hand or is it the old hand? Your hand is up.
Sorry, I think it's an old hand.
Okay, that's okay. All right.
Great,
Thank
thanks.
you. All right. Right. So moving forward, we know that now at least we are settled. We are going to review the structure that we have utilized in the past. And let me ask again, is there something, maybe an idea that maybe you want input into, something that you want to share with us, you want us to help you with before we move on to our next step of our next item on our agenda today? Yes, Pharmacist Wate, please go ahead.
Yes, please. I have a question. My question is, may I know whether we have recordings of the previous presentations? Because not all of us could join the previous ones, all of the previous ones. So I don't know whether we have presentations that we can lay hands on for as a revision.
Yes, we do. Yes,
Okay.
we do. Great. Thank you very much, Pharmacist Norte, for your input as well. Yes, we do have the recorded sessions, and so we will put them together. And as you have suggested, we'll put it on the website so that people can, for the various areas, and along the line, as we maybe make modifications, we will still share them, update them on our website.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, any other questions, thoughts, comments, what you've learned, what you are going to, the next steps for you with respect to the knowledge that has been acquired? Any other? All right. No other? Okay, so I have just received confirmation from my people that the recordings are actually on the website. So once you go to our website, you will have access to each of the recordings of the previous sessions. They are there. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Now, we also realize, so this is one of the resources, and this brings this, dives us straight into our the next item on our agenda, the next steps. Now that we have these resources online, we also want to make available to every person, whether you participated in this or you didn't, you have heard about it and you want to see how it can help you. We want to make this resource available to everybody, and that is that the facilitators have agreed in principle to provide, some of the facilitators to provide support for publication. So you have, right now, as we are talking about, there are things that, please, the link to the recordings has been put in the chat box. So maybe you have an idea and you have put them together, you've reached a point. Today we are saying that bring it for discussion, but today you didn't think it had reached the point where you wanted to open it up for discussion. And then in a week or two or next month, you are thinking, why don't I put this information onto put it together and publish in the Ghana College of Farm on the GCP journal. And so that is a good opportunity, and you need some help in restructuring it to make it more catchy or something like that. Or you are thinking, hopefully a lot of you have seen it, but we have already sent out notification on our AGM where we are calling on abstracts. We are calling for abstracts. If you haven't seen that, it is also on our website. We are calling for abstracts in various areas for our AGM 2023. And so maybe you are thinking, this is something that I would like to share at the Ghana College of Pharmacists AGM in 2023. And you need a little help in finalizing your abstract or your presentation or something like that. Some of the facilitators who have taken us through these sessions have offered their time to provide that support. So all you do is to let us know. We will link you up with them and they will help you go through it. I believe that I mean, sometimes some of these things, the thing becomes, how many names do you want to put on the thing as having, how do I say it? How many names do you want to put on the thing as having authored the paper? For some of these ones, you can just acknowledge them that they provide support in this area. You need not put their names there as authors. You can just acknowledge them and they will be happy with that. So we have facilitators who are available and they are ready to give of their time periodically to help each one of us. Maybe there is something that you did. You are preparing an abstract. You have presented in a certain way. You want to find out what is this good enough, and you want to find out from, you want another person to take a look at it. That is fine. These facilitators are ready to provide that level of support. Okay, and then I'll take a break and ask again any comments, any questions as we go through our last episode of the masterclass series for 2022. Any comments, any questions, please? No comments and no questions. All right. So since today was supposed to be a practical session, the last week we asked the people who participated, we wanted some kind of commitment from you when you expect your publication to come out. It may be a poster presentation, it may be a written presentation, it may be a feature, an oral presentation, it may be a feature, however you want to present it. Can I get a few of us, maybe about 5 of us, to maybe commit to some kind of deadline where we know that we will be presenting something, maybe submitting an abstract for a conference, submitting a poster, going for an oral presentation, or submitting a paper for publication. Can we get a few people to commit to something? Dr. Bracco, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam. I think the opportunity the college is offering for reviewing and helping with write-up is a very good step that we have taken. It will really be a boost. I remember when I started as an academic, that was some of the biggest challenges I faced. And I had a lot of mentors who shaped up my writing, and I got confident and I was able to step out and present on whatever I was doing on my own as a researcher. And I think many other colleagues, pharmacists, are experiencing some of this. So I think this is a very good step. Secondly, I want to particularly encourage the younger pharmacists here. There are so many opportunities for younger professionals, especially, to be able to participate in international conferences around the world. FIP, for instance, I know they have a particular travel grant for pharmacists under 30 years who can write their abstract or write about what they are doing as pharmacists, as young pharmacists in their communities, and they get their trip to a conference fully sponsored. And I think these are some of the opportunities the younger ones should be looking at. So I will encourage all of us to be open to some of these. For some of us, the first time we will ever travel abroad will be on a travel grant by courtesy of organizations such as FIP, Commonwealth Pharmacist Association, and so on. And we should look out for this. And for us to really merit some of these opportunities, we have to sharpen our writing skills. So take up this opportunity. Madam is calling on us to commit to a timeline. Someone should say a year by this time, I should have presented a very good abstract to FIP such that I will be awarded a travel grant and I'll be able to attend the next FIP. They just returned from Spain. Those who went, I know it was a very good experience. All these are available. Please, let's try and take it up. It is not beyond us. We already have the data. Our day-to-day work as pharmacists in teaching hospitals, in community hospitals, in rural communities, we are always improvising on our skills to make sure that we meet the demands of our community as far as healthcare delivery is concerned. These are the interesting things that the world needs to know. Many pharmacists in America and Europe will not understand the challenges a pharmacist in a rural community in Ghana go through. But they want to know so that they can reach out and support however possible, such that the UN sustainability goal of universal health coverage will be facilitated. We are active players in these sustainable development goals that the UN has set. By 2030, we are hoping there will be universal health coverage. How can we have universal health coverage if the pharmacist in the rural community in Ghana, we don't even know what he's doing to make sure that rural folk are having suitable pharmaceutical care? These are the things that I challenge all of us, especially the youth, to take up. There are so many opportunities out there, and I want us to really, really commit to these things and make sure that we are letting the world know some of the fantastic jobs we are doing in our communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brackon, and you've hit the nail right on the head. There are opportunities available, there are grants available, but in order for you to get them, you have to show that you have information to share. And sometimes when you go for these conferences and you look at the information that people are sharing and they are getting the grants on, you realize that this is something that is also happening in my community pharmacy, in my workplace, that I could actually have written something on, and it would have been seen as interesting because nobody else is reporting that. It is happening, but you haven't reported it. So once again, I will give the call out. I'll ask that a few of us commit to maybe an abstract or a poster presentation or an article. And I have mentioned already that the GCP journal is active and is receiving articles all year round. At AGM in 2023, we have identified a number of areas that we are going to be we are focusing on for discussion, and we are looking with the area. Our main area of focus is building resilience into the practice of pharmacy. So are there some activities that you are undertaking which are aimed at building resilience, as in sustainability? For pandemic, we can provide the services that we want to provide. These are the things. What else are we doing? We are collecting data from our community members. How often are we communicating with our community members, or the clients, our patients, our clients, the people that we are providing services to? How has that impacted the service delivery, the quality of service that we are delivering? Do we take feedback from our clients? how is that impacting on our service? These are all things that we can share with other people. So once again, I will call out and ask, can we get commitment? You want to, the AGM 2023 for the College of Pharmacists, you can submit an abstract, you can submit an abstract with the aim of presenting a poster or presenting, giving an oral presentation. You can put in an article for GCP journal. There are other good journals around the world. You can submit an article for those journals. There are other international, there are other conferences that are taking place around the world, and you can submit, like FIP, like CPA, like the PSGH. You can submit articles, papers for publication, for abstract. You can submit abstracts for presentation as posters or oral presentations. So I'm opening it up once again. I'm asking for commitment. Please, let's stand up to be counted. Commit yourself to something in the coming year. We have somebody making a commitment, maybe about 5 of us. That would be great. Great. Pharmacist Akosia Deborah, would you like to speak, or is your... Okay, you are just telling us that you are committing to something. All right. Who perhaps...
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yes.
Good afternoon. Yes.
Good afternoon.
Please, I'd like to commit to submitting at least a research paper somewhere before June 2023. I'm not sure the journal yet, but I'm putting something together, and hopefully some few opinion articles as well.
Great. Great. A research paper, opinion articles. Wonderful. Right. So when we are looking at maybe a review in the next year, we can associate ourselves with your success story. The GCP, the GC Farm Masterclass series can be associated with your success story of your research paper and your opinion articles. Wonderful. Please, any other? Oh, I thought Akosia had opened the door, so there was going to be, she had opened the floodgates and there was going to be an outpouring of commitment. So. Please, any other? Okay, we will take one. We'll take Akosia's own. But I must also, I think that I will, perhaps I'll also commit myself to presenting an article in the coming year. So at least from this group of people from the masterclass, we'll hopefully we'll be able to put together 2 articles. Okay. And But I must also say that perhaps maybe there is an idea that you had, you didn't think it would be up to writing a paper on, but you want to look at it moving forward. You can reach out afterwards, and then we will talk about it and see how best we can all be of help to ensure that that is done. All right, so we will be wrapping up soon, and I'll ask once again if anybody has any comment at all, any comment at all, perhaps how you found the sessions that you were part of. If you think there is something we can do to improve, if you want to tell us to continue and do this every year, every month, something like that. Any comment at all, this is a good time to make your comment. Okay, so we do not have any comments. As I mentioned earlier, I saw a few of our facilitators on board, and I would like to say a big thank you. Let me see, do I see anybody else? I saw Mr. Oscar Bruce earlier, and I think that we may also have lost Dr. Bracken. But I also see Dr. Dugbe online. Thank you for joining us. I see Dr. Inkum as well. Thank you for joining us. Oh, I see quite a few people. Thank you all for joining us. And I'll say a big thank you to you. Since we do not have any comments, the time that we had allocated for receiving papers and ideas, we were hoping we'd use about 40 minutes for that, and none of them came. So we will leave it at that and say a very big thank you to you for making the masterclass series a success. When we were in FIP, when we were in Spain for FIP and we presented what is being done, everybody who came by and listened to what the masterclass series is about found it so exciting that we are using this medium to try, and even the style, ensuring that everybody practiced, was something that they found very exciting. And so people were asking whether this is something that we will want to, this method will be something we want to do for other sessions, other programs that may be beneficial for pharmacists. And we thought that, yes, that's something that we will do, the structure and the evaluation and all of that, and how we are doing our reviews. And this is something that people found very exciting. So we are very, very happy that you have been able to join right from the beginning. We know that some of you were not able to join every month, but that is great. That's the fact that you are able to join us at some time, at some points. Maybe there are some topics that are of more of greater interest to you than others. That's fine. And as we have said, we are looking at reviewing the format to make it perhaps more interactive, and also ensure that when we have finished, we actually see the outcome, the outputs. So we see that you have actually prepared an abstract, or you have actually prepared a poster from what it is that you are doing. So these are some of the things, the reviews that we'll be looking at in the coming year. We've also had some commitments from us, and we've informed you of the resources that are available, that some of our resource persons are ready to provide support with respect to guidance on how to maybe prepare a few things. There is something that you learned and you want to put it into practice, and maybe you still need a little help. Some of our resource persons are available to provide the support that is needed. And so with that, I'll say a very big thank you again for your part in the success of the Ghana College of Pharmacists. We are hoping that for all of you who have participated, even for those of you who have not committed yourselves to anything, you'll be thinking about it, going through it in your mind, and thinking about other things that you could do and share with the world. Some of the things that you have learned, how you can work on it, and then in the future you can recommend the masterclass series and other programs that are mounted by the Ghana College of Pharmacists because of how much you yourself have benefited from it. So a big thank you to you all, and a very big thank you to our facilitators. This I cannot say enough times. Our facilitators, each of our facilitators for each of the sessions did this absolutely free of charge. Absolutely free of charge. And we are very grateful to them. We told them about the concept, and they thought that this is something that they would be happy to be part of, and they have been with us. We are going to mention their names at our anniversary celebration, which we'll be having on the 14th of December on our premises, our college premises. And so I'll take this opportunity to invite all of you. But our facilitators have been wonderful. They've been wonderful. They've spent their time, their experience, they've shared their experiences with us. They've taught us, and we've done all of that one absolutely free of charge. Absolutely free of charge. Yes, it is possible. In fact, Dr. Frances Bracco is online, so I'm sure he will contact you immediately. You can have his contact. So we are very, very grateful. And remember, you can join us on the 14th. You can come to the college premises. We will send out communication on the details very soon. But we are looking at 14th, an afternoon meeting, where we will be sharing information on what has happened over the last 10 years. One of the things that we did to celebrate our 10 years anniversary was the masterclass series, and it has been a great success. It has been a great success. So Dr. Bracco has given his name in the chat box. And so if you are here and you want to reach out to him, his link is in the chat box, his email address. You can contact him directly. And then my last thanks, I'm not on the last one yet. The technical people at the college have been fantastic, and they've made sure that this has run every month that we have had to meet. They've sent out the communication. They've made sure that everything is going on as it should. And last, I want to thank the Almighty God for making this possible. It's been great for me. The whole year has been wonderful. I've learned new things. I have been writing and publishing for a while, but I still learned quite a few things. And I'm very, very happy that we're able to mount this masterclass series. As we said, watch this space, go to our website. Maybe you have ideas, you can share them. The link is also in the chat box. And so you can also have access to all the things that we discuss on our website. And let us together share and communicate our findings, our interventions. Let's communicate. Let the world see what we are bringing to the table. Let the world see the value we add to the lives of our clients and our patients. Let's share that information for everybody to see. And with that, I'll say thank you once again. And when we call you again next year, please join us. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Madam Rector.